Hi everyone. I got excited about the eclipse. I was not going to do an eclipse video. When I did my April monthly transit report, I bowed to Pam Gregory, as the astrologers really have a lot to say about these things. But when I started to dig in more from a human design point of view, I went, oh. And I talked about this a little bit in the transit report, and you can go and check out the full April transit report for some of this information. But I wanted to zero in a little bit more here to talk about what the potential is for us. And part of what inspired me was Pam Gregory saying that for an eclipse of this magnitude with this level of impact, we're going to feel it for 6 months, and even potentially through the end of the year, which is, 9 months. I thought, hey, let's dig into this and see what it's activating in us, and then also how we can continue to use it. And that was the thing that really got me excited. So this is the mandala for April 8th, and it's run at 11:07 a.m. Pacific time, because that was when the totality of the eclipse was going. And I base it in Sebastopol, where we saw a little bit of the eclipse. There was definitely a shape, but we were not there for the totality. So let's take a look at what's going on here. If you zero in on the gate 51 here, you will see the sun, the moon, and the north node and Chiron are all lit up. So here is the sun, the moon, the north node, and Chiron, and they are all lit up here in the gate 51. And so that's what happened today. So let's talk a little bit about Gate 51. So Gate 51 is generally known as one of the gnarly gates of the chart. The reason for that is it is very powerful, potent energy, and it can be shocking. It's known as shock in traditional human design. And so it's a potent energy, and if you don't know how to use it, it can be pretty intense. Like, whoa, like what is that? That can come from something somebody says. It can happen from a situation that occurs. It can even happen from something that arises inside of you that feels shocking to you. Now, the more awakened and empowered way of utilizing this energy, and it's been renamed this in quantum human design, is initiation. The reason for that is it is half of the channel of the priestess, and so it's kind of like the power in that channel. It's the power to initiate, because the will center, it's lit up here, it's red, and it's the center for willpower, obviously, and for value, and for money, and for worthiness. And courage is also in this center as well, because of course the heart is half of the heart chakra, and the heart is about courage as well. So we want to be looking at all of these qualities, and the energy of the 51 on its own can, like I said, it can be really strong. When it's paired with the 25, which is the love of spirit, or simply spirit in quantum human design, it softens it, because the G center where the 25 is, you can see the 25 right here, and the G center is love, lovability, identity, and direction. So we've got a lot going on here. This is in individual circuitry. It is in the centering circuit, which has aura busting qualities, which basically means these energies of that 2551, and on the other side the 3410, which is the other part of the centering circuit. Here you can see it right there, that those energies are kind of penetrating. So we're going to feel them, which is part of what makes the shocking more shocking, right? Because it feels kind of penetrating. So we want to be careful about how we're stepping into and utilizing this energy, but it is enormously auspicious for us when we know how to use it. So here is the just the body graph for April 8th for the eclipse, and you can see here the sun is lit up, the north node, and the moon. The moon is what's eclipsing the sun. That's what makes it a solar eclipse. Chiron isn't in this particular configuration, but Chiron is also in that 51. So there's a lot going on here. But you'll see here that the 25, okay, is not lit up. But if we go back a day, we can see that Venus is here in the 25, okay, creating this complete channel. So when I did the transit report for the transit that started last week on Thursday, which was the transit that we're currently in and the transit that the eclipse is in, Venus was still lighting this up. And so we had this whole complete channel. But if we go back and we look here, we'll see that for today, there's nothing lighting up the 25. And that's going to be true for tomorrow as well. So it was lit up on the 7th, and it'll be lit up again on the 10th. And this time it'll be lit up by Neptune. Okay, so same gate, different planet. But Neptune is going to be here for quite a while. And the North Node is going to be staying in the 51 through May 11th. So we're going to have this 2551 lit up through May 11th because Neptune is there now. So let's talk about what this means. Because, as I said, the 25's lit up there for a little bit by Venus. Venus doesn't stay in a gate for very long because it's one of the inner planets moving around. But Venus is, in human design, we consider both the divine feminine energy and also values. And so it makes sense, Venus lighting this up, the divine feminine energy, that heart energy, what we think of as that love energy, that love pulse, right? So Venus is lighting that up. And that has passed on, but it kind of set us up for being able to use that 51 from a heart base, the heart meaning here that love base. And so we want to be leaning into that today and tomorrow because it's otherwise that 51, like I said, is pretty intense. But as we move into Neptune, which is happening on Wednesday, which is then when the new transit starts, you can see here that the sun and the earth have moved on from where they are right now. And that's going to happen on Wednesday. And when that happens, we're still going to have that 2551 lit up for another month plus. And so this is an opportunity for us to be utilizing that initiating energy of the 51, that initiating into higher consciousness, which sometimes does mean breakthroughs, which does sometimes mean breakdowns, which sometimes does mean breaking patterns, right? Because in order to move into a higher state of consciousness, we have to break the pattern that has been holding us in place. Very often those patterns are unconscious. We're not even aware that they're there. And so an eclipse helps bring what has been in the subconscious, right? What's been in the darkness. Once it moves out, boom, all of a sudden there's all this light on what has been in the subconscious. So this is a really great time for you to be looking at what are the patterns that you have been in that have been holding you back from the full flourishing of your potential, of what is in your heart that longs to be expressed. The identity that you have, your sense of who you are, your sense of worthiness, your sense of value, because we've got the will center lit up here too. All of this is really getting highlighted. And you're going to have a whole month to be leaning into this with the help of that 2551 to be elevating and uplifting and upgrading your identity, your direction in life, and your sense of value of yourself and your worthiness. So take advantage of this because we don't get this kind of configuration very often. Then, of course, we also had Chiron who came in here that gave it a little extra boost. And Chiron, we know as the wounded healer, is an asteroid that is actually very powerful, that really kind of has this energy of, are you going to do it or not? Okay. Are you going to heal those wounds and become more whole? Are you going to look at the ways that you've been holding on and nursing wounds, some trauma that hasn't gotten digested and then integrated? Maybe there's resentment that goes with that. Maybe there's disappointment. Maybe there's self-criticism, self-hatred that even goes with that. Because when we're holding on to these old wounds, usually there's something like that in there that's holding on. But this is an opportunity for you to get to bring that to the surface and heal it at a deeper level. Don't be surprised if something comes up and you're like, oh, I thought I had dealt with that one. Right? You know that one, right? Where you're like, wait a minute, I thought I had already dealt with that one. But when we have configurations and experiences like this, a lot of times a deeper level rises to the surface, and you may be ready for an even more wholeness, even more expanse, even more ability to digest any trauma that you've had and to lay it to rest. Let it just relax, allow yourself to integrate it into your identity so that you can become fully empowered and awakened as you can be in this moment in time. And in addition, if we do take Pam Gregory's suggestion that we'll be having the influence of this, at least for the next 6 months and possibly through the end of the year, you have such a huge opportunity to be working with these energies for your enlightenment, for your betterment. And we have the outer planets are still lighting up all kinds of stuff in the knowing circuit. They're saying, look to your intuition, look to your inner guidance. Stop looking outside of yourself. Stop being seduced by all of the things that people say, all the posts that you see on social media. I mean, I use social media. You probably find me on social media, but don't do it in an addictive way. Don't do it in a way where you're doing everything you can to distract yourself from the challenges of your life. Turn instead, use the quality of this energy to say, you know what? I'm going to build my capacity to be with challenges. I'm going to build that. I'm going to call on my inner being. I'm going to call on my divine self. I'm going to call on the angelic realms and on the guides that are available, the ancestors, the devas, whoever you work with. I'm going to call on the support that is available to me from non-physical that can be sending you guidance and downloads through this knowing circuit that's really lit up here. I mean, take a look at this one. This is the configuration for Wednesday, right? Right, but we've got the 2 lit up by the moon. The moon's only going to be there for a little bit because that's the nature of the moon. But we've got the south node in the 57. We've got Jupiter and Uranus in the 23. Because the 23 is about really being able to receive those downloads that are coming in. They're blessings for us through that knowing circuit. We've still got Pluto lighting up the gate 60. That's going to change soon. But you can see there's a lot that's going on there that has to do with our intuition. So my invitation to you is to take advantage of what's happening here. Do not allow yourself to become feeling like you're just at the mercy of energies that are coming with you, because that's an option. There's definitely a lot of energy that's right, but the way you're going to empower yourself is by going inside, building your stamina, building your prana, building your chi, becoming strong, becoming resilient. I did a whole session with my Kundalini Yoga, Radiant Body Yoga teacher today, which she did on YouTube Live. I'll go ahead and link to it in the description so you can check it out. That was great. And it was a beautiful meditation that she did. We did a half hour of chanting for one of the oldest, most powerful mantras. And this is something that you can pick up and do yourself if you'd like to. I have other Kundalini Yoga videos here on YouTube. I have them in the Becoming Sovereign Quantum Retreat Center. You can find it other places online. So do your energy work. Do your energy work. Do your belief work. Do your upgrading work. Love yourself. Bring in more compassion, more gratitude, more sense of potential and possibility. And I think that you will be very well rewarded. Saturday, April 13th, we're doing Activate Your Higher Purpose workshop. It's from 9 to 12 Pacific time. It will be recorded. I've been hearing from some people who are saying, oh, I can't make it. Sorry, and I'm like, hey, it's going to be recorded. And I know a few people who are going to be watching the recording. So that's going to be great. Maybe we can even organize a watch party for people who want to watch it later. So just know that that's happening, and I'll put it here at the end of the video and down in the description. And it's a really, really great time to be leaning into that because we have all of this energetic support that's coming to us. Okay, that is my April 8th eclipse report from a human design point of view. I would love to hear what your top takeaways are down in the description or the comments, and also any affirmation or intentions you have for yourself as we move through the rest of this impact of this eclipse. Okay, many blessings, much love. Bye for now.